Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, was established May 28, 1975 as a regional trade organization comprising countries in the West African sub-region. The aim of setting up the community was manifested in its original treaty. According to provisions set out in the Treaty of Lagos and later the revised treaty in 1993, the objectives were to promote cooperation in economic, social, and cultural activities towards a desirable establishment of an economic and monetary union through the total integration of the national economies of member states. Inherent in the letter and spirit of the treaty were the ideals to raise the living standards of the ECO citizens, maintain and enhance economic stability, foster relations among member states, and contribute to the progress and development of the African continent in line with the principal provisions of the African Economic Community Treaty under the African Union. Within 4 years of the operationalization of the treaty, it became clear that as laudable as it sounded, the goal of achieving total integration of national economies of the constituent countries will require more concerted effort and commitment. Hence, the 1979 protocol relating to free movement of persons, goods, services, and right of establishment was conceived as an instrument to enable free movement of ECOWAS citizens within the sub-region. Loaded into the protocol were the goals of institutionalizing a single regional socio-economic space, providing ECO citizens with opportunities in member states, including the utilization of arable land by indigenous agriculturists, access to coastal areas by landlocked member states, employment of English and French language experts, and most significantly, unfettered access to natural resources by member states. In a nutshell, the protocol was intended to create a borderless West Africa. In creating a borderless West Africa, the region was expected to eliminate between member states custom duties and other charges of equivalent effect on imports and exports. Today, that is not the case at the borders. It was also expected to eliminate quantitative and administrative restrictions on trade among member states, to establish a common external tariff structure and commercial policy towards non-member countries, and eliminate obstacles restricting the free movement of persons, services, and capital between member states.
I believe that this is the fastest way for us to realize some of those treaties, protocols that have been signed since 1975 when ECOWAS was formed. It is only through the sea that this issue of free movement of goods and services, of course there are several other initiatives that we're looking at. We're looking at the Borderless Alliance, which we're a major partner. But we believe that if we have an efficient sea-going vessel that can carry 20 containers at once, rather than carry them by road in 20 trips, then we will be able to increase the level of trade flows within the sub-region. But why it has not been increasing is that traders within the sub-region are suffering. If you have five containers, you have to make 5 trips. So that was why we have to come up with that. And if we look at the operating model of other EXIM banks in the world, it was the same. Now, every other person was coming to West Africa or coming to Africa. Any other EXIM bank coming here to set up their own regional or branch offices, because this is where the margins are. And exporters within the sub-regions were leaving all these huge potentials, all these huge opportunities, and then delving into markets that did not have any competitive advantage.
The revival of interest in regional integration in recent times and cooperation is a worldwide phenomenon and inspired by the success of European experience. It also reflects a growing appreciation of the benefits to be derived from regional unity and cooperation in meeting the challenges posed by increasingly competitive world markets brought about by globalization. In ECOWAS countries, the regional aspirations are shared by the community, statesmen, intellectuals, and citizens alike, reflect a general desire to break the confines of individual nation states and a denial of all the things that divide the region, including the multiple barriers to the free movement of goods and services, people, and capital among the countries in the sub-region. These regional aspirations constitute a response to the manifest incapacity of individual member nations of the community to generate the required development. They thus indicate a search for solution extending beyond what existing nation-states appear capable of providing. Regionally, ECOWAS countries are still divided by a wide range of institutional, historical, legal, and infrastructural barriers. At the international level, the region is marginalized along with other developing countries from enjoying the benefits of globalization. The expansion of internal community market of ECOWAS is one of the necessary conditions for the promotion of the region to investors. The benefits which may accrue from harmonization of regional investment policies towards a community code include increased investment flow into the region, enhanced productivity, employment generation, as well as reduced incidences of corruption. In West and Central Africa, an efficient coastal sea transport system has been identified as a complementary transportation solution to congested road transport systems, existing shipping lines, and airlines' inability to meet existing demand for transport infrastructure and services. The lack of adequate transportation among states in West and Central Africa makes the cost of transporting people and cross-border trading quite prohibitive. These costs are a barrier to regional integration and free movement of persons and goods in the sub-region. Presently, the cost of shipping goods by sea along the coastline is prohibitive because in many instances, goods in West African destinations are transshipped through Europe or South Africa because of the non-existence of direct coastal sea links. Costs that are related to excessive transit time make African exporters non-competitive. These constraints make West African transport and logistics costs one of the highest in the world. Therefore, the need for Sealink project, which will employ modern, secure, multi-purpose vessels that carry passengers, freight, and vehicles. It will take advantage of modern communication to assure passenger safety and the sharing of information relating to shuttling. It will also offer the combination of passengers and cargo, which is an attractive proposition to women traders, in particular, who are more comfortable accompanying their goods. Maritime transport derives its competitive edge by its capacity to carry larger cargoes than trucks and airlines at less cost. It will also create a profitable private sector corporation capable of delivering excellent cabotage services to West and Central Africa on a regular, reliable, scheduled basis. The project will open initial service at 10 ports with combined passenger and freight services. It will develop inter-regional trade based on market demand. It will offer ease of market accessibility and respond to the growth of regional markets' food security aspirations, provide greater mobility of goods, persons, and services. The management structure is simple. It is a private limited liability company managed by individuals with extensive international experience in cabotage. It is structured to incorporate an internationally recognized technical partner capable of managing the routing, maintenance, and other technical matters relating to business.